What's up, guys? We're going to be looking at the 2021 reprint of the Spider-Man Omnibus by Roger Stern. Stay tuned. Kicking it off, we have a lot of talent that went into this book. Right here we have a beautiful inner cover of issue 250. Quite a few different writers, pencilers, inkers, letterers, colorists, and editors that contributed to this book's content. Main writer being Roger Stern, of course, and drawn primarily by John Romita Jr. Here we have a nice foreword written by Roger Stern himself. So this book is massive. It is close to 1,300 pages in length, easily one of my biggest, if not the biggest book in my library, with a cover price of $125 US. It is an author-centric book focusing on Roger Stern's run of Spider-Man from the 1980s, first with Spectacular Spider-Man and then transitioning over to The Amazing Spider-Man. Collecting the Spectacular Spider-Man issues number 43 to 61, 85, and The Amazing Spider-Man 206, 224 to 252, and annual 16 and 17. That's quite a bit of content. That's about 50 issues. I think this is the biggest Spider-Man omnibus released so far. So Stern broke out into the industry as a writer in 1975 as part of the Marvel Comics so-called third wave of creators, which included artists like John Byrne, Frank Miller, and writers like Joe Duffy, Mark Grunwald, etc. Stern worked first as an editor, and his first monthly book was The Incredible Hulk, taking over after Len Wein's run in 1978. Stern later became the author of Spectacular Spider-Man after issue 43, which lasted about 20 issues or so, and then was put on The Amazing Spider-Man in 1982, starting with issue 224 up until issue 252. Unfortunately, Stern's run ended with Amazing Spider-Man 252 in 1984, chiefly due to difficulties working with the new Spider-Man editor at the time, which was Danny Fingeworth. He also co-created the Hobgoblin with artist John Romita Jr., a great character similar to the Green Goblin, of course, one of my favorite characters. There are quite a bit of Hobgoblin stories in here, hence the choice for the cover. I really had high expectations for this book. You know, I had heard a lot of good things. I read a few of these issues growing up, primarily from Amazing Spider-Man, that I did really enjoy. However, the issue I do have, and of course this is my own opinion, it is the run on Spectacular Spider-Man. I didn't enjoy most of those issues. Let's face it, Spectacular Spider-Man didn't get the same amount of support and resources as The Amazing Spider-Man did. It did, for the most part, have the lesser artists, the writers, the uninteresting villains, and the quality of this run is not entirely his fault. If Roger Stern can't express himself with the best quality artists and the quality of the villains in general. So I did struggle reading this section. I found the storylines boring, the villains were awful, and there is so much dialogue it takes you a good 35 to 45 minutes just to get through a single issue at times. Now, there are some exceptions. There are some issues that I did enjoy, which featured villains like Mysterio, the Vulture, and one with the Hobgoblin, but for the most part, that only makes up a small amount of the Spectacular Spider-Man run. Now, here is when it really starts to get good, when he starts his work on Amazing Spider-Man right here at issue 224. Now Stern's writing really comes through. He has access to artists like John Romita Jr., who are just amazing. we get a cast of classical popular villains. And just for his Amazing Spider-Man run alone, this book is worth buying. But keep in mind the handicaps that I do mention during the Spectacular Spider-Man issues. So now that we're in the Amazing Spider-Man run and the writing is perfected, we get some really great storylines. We get villains, some never fought before villains, like the Juggernaut. We get the return of Black Cat, Tarantula, Vulture comes back. We get more storylines with Madam Web, the Wasp, Cobra, Stiltman, and a lot of Hobgoblin stories, which is really great because it has to do with someone discovering the Green Goblin's lair and trying to recreate Norman Osborn's strength serum, which turned him into the Green Goblin in the first place. We get some great storylines regarding Peter Parker's social life, his romantic life with a few different girls, as well as the Black Cat's romantic interests in Spider-Man. We get some interesting storylines with Aunt May as well, involving classic Spider-Man villains. We also get a very sad and classic storyline titled The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man, which I definitely can't tell you anything about. You'll have to read this one for yourself. Some very sad stuff though, a story that Roger Stern is known for. The book does have great build quality as well. The spine primarily lays flat, but I didn't experience any gutter loss whatsoever. So luckily we did get a reprint of this. I know a lot of people are missing out on this, including myself. It has been out of print for quite a while. If you don't want to pick it up now, wait for a sale, but keep it on your radar and pick it up before it's gone. A great and easy way to support the channel is by checking out that site right there where you can pick up my self-published comics and children's books directly from Amazon, starting at only a few bucks, either digitally or paperback. Until next time guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already, and we will see you next time.